Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. I'm your host, Jon Smith. I'm here with head football coach DeLane Fitzgerald and our very special guest, Kohner Cullimore. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you.
You bet. Hey, before we dive into homecoming and last week's contest and what we got coming up, I just got to share with T-Bird Nation that a feat in sports that is very rare and exciting happened on Wednesday at Sand Hollow, number 11. I got a hole-in-one, Coach. I mean, come on.
My grandfather always said a blind hog will find an acorn every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting fat on acorns. That was my fourth hole-in-one. My first on number 11 at Sand Hollow, though. Witnessed by Chris Morris from the Utah Jazz and Lamar Houston from the at that time it was the Oakland Raiders. It was awesome. Seriously, it was one of those shots that I hit it. It went up in the air. I was disgusted. I threw my club down on the ground, and the ball just floated forever up in the air. I turned around. It was still in the air. It came down, bumped off of the luckiest bounce off the back of the bunker, went straight towards the hole and went in. It was ugly, but it was kind of awesome at the same time.
Connor, you're going to have to give up your treatment times this week because Mr. Smith he's going to have tendonitis of his elbow from patting himself on the back so much.
This guy's a hard guy to please.
I've
Hole in one, and he's just like, whatever.
I've listened to this hole-in-one nonsense for 7 days now, Connor. It's a tough life.
Look, if I don't toot my own horn, no one will, because I'm kind of a nobody. So,
but in all seriousness, congratulations. Yeah. Big shot. Congratulations. That's a hard hole. If you miss right, you're going to look for your ball for 30 minutes.
That's right. Yep. So anyway, it was a blast, and just had to give the people what they wanted, which is some exciting golf talk on a football show. Anyway, look, it's homecoming week here in Cedar City. There's really not a better way to celebrate than a trip over to the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. Grab your friends, head down for delicious food, tasty drinks, just a great environment to unwind and enjoy homecoming week. Look, the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen, they're a proud supporter of SU Athletics. They're a great sponsor of the Thunderbird Coaches Show. Head on down, enjoy your beverages responsibly, 21 plus. That's the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. Thanks, guys, for being proud sponsors. Let's talk about football. We're done with golf talk, but let's talk about UC Davis. Let's give it a recap. There was a tough start to the game, but let's figure out what we did right, what we need to correct. Coach, tell us about UC Davis.
Are you going to help us figure out what we need to correct?
Heavens no.
Give us some insight.
If it was a swing tip, maybe, but not so much on football.
Took the charter flight up there on Friday afternoon and went to the stadium, had a walkthrough, went back, got a good night's sleep. Tough, John, when you're on the road playing night games, it's really tough. When we were kicking off 7 p.m. their time, which is 8 our time, came out flat. I mean, flat as a pancake on offense and just had nothing doing emotionally on offense. Couldn't get it going. Didn't have the physicality that we need on offense or the execution level that you need to be successful. Flip over and talk about our defense. Our defense played well. Mr. Reagan Hunsaker has given us the stats now, just in case I don't already have them memorized from Saturday night and all day yesterday watching film. But played well on defense, and our defense. We put our defense in some bad situations. Threw an interception first play of the game. We're backed up. Our defense holds them to a field goal, which is exactly what they're supposed to do. We turn around, give up a big punt return on our second or third drive, and put our defense in another bad situation. They hold them to a field goal. John, we go in halftime down 6-0. Come out, and our defense is still playing well in the third quarter, and we give up one more touchdown. We're down 13-0. We get down 13-0, and then all of a sudden a fuse gets lit in our offense.
Yeah.
So for the last 15, 20 minutes of the game, we scored 21 points. Just came up short at the end. I'll say this, and then I'm going to get off the UC Davis kick. Winning is a skill. Winning is a mindset. Winning is a skill. We have to improve upon that winning mindset and the skill of winning football games. We've got to fix it, and it starts with me.
Yeah. Well, I'm not to beat a dead horse, but there's a few things I wanted to go over. How proud of you were the defense? I mean, you gave them the ball on the 12-yard line the first play of the game. These guys buck up, hold them to 3 points, hold them to a field goal try, which they made. But Kohner, what was it like in the trenches? Literally, you had they kicked the ball off. There's one play from scrimmage on offense, and you guys got your helmets on, running towards the field. Tell us what's that like, and tell us how it is, having those big stops one after another.
Yeah, we talk a lot about sudden change, and so as a defense, we, that's not the best way to start a game, but we knew we had to go out there and bow our necks, and like Coach said, hold them to a field goal because that's a win in our books, and we went out and did that, and I think it showed a lot about our defense. I think we started off the game on a physical note. And so, yeah, we had a couple of those type of drives where, we just had to really dig deep and hold them to a field goal. And we had a fourth down stop down on the goal line later in the game. And I think that goes to show a lot about our defense and, where we can be and where we are right now.
Yeah. And, I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, but what you talked about is the sudden change. That sudden change, not being overwhelmed by that sudden change, going from offense to defense so quickly, but then having the fortitude, the resiliency to really, how'd you say, bow your necks?
Bow your neck.
Get after it. And the reality is, it was like a TFL. They were going backwards,
yeah.
Which I just, as a fan of defense, I was really proud of you guys to see that. I'm sure Coach was too. We go into the half 6-0. I think that's maybe one of the first times in recent history we've been shut out in the first half. Was it lack of execution on our part, or did UC Davis come and really disrupt our plans?
They're the number 16 team in the country.
Yeah.
So they've got good players, especially their starters. They've got big, good-looking, strong, athletic kids, and we're executing. It is a combination. It is a combination of our lack of focus, lack of physicality, and then lack of execution in the first half. And then, John, the drop passes. The drop passes hurt us.
Yeah, not the best night for the offense. Like you said, they kind of caught fire there towards the end, a little too late in the game. And it was, we were right there. We had an onside kick. Those are a crapshoot. It's tough to rely on the onside kick to get that possession. Excuse me. Penalties were kind of a story here as well for the T-Birds. Maybe some uncharacteristic penalties. Let's talk about the penalties and what it did to stall the offense, and then maybe also what it did to give their offense more spark.
You're on the road, and you're playing a non-conference opponent, so you have their officials.
Yeah,
you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the penalties there. And there's two or three. There's 2 or 3 calls that are questionable, and then we had 11 penalties, so that makes there 7 or 8. There's 2 or 3 that are questionable. There's 7 or 8 we earned, and just have to have more discipline in that department. But the one, the pass interference is going to happen from time to time,
sure.
And we had 2 of those. The unsportsmanlike conduct that happened at the end of the game cannot happen, and by a senior that just wanted it to be about him and not to be about us, about our football program. And he'll pay for that one for a little while now. But the false start penalties. It really bothered us as a football program and as an offensive staff. Yet you can't have 3, 4, 5 false start penalties and expect to win a football game. John, in that game, you're playing a good football team with their officials at their place on a Saturday night. You're not going to lose the turnover battle and lose the penalty battle and win the football game.
Yeah.
You're just not going to do those 2 things and be successful.
Yeah. Really, the reality is, you had mentioned it at breakfast, we need to play fast, but we really need to execute almost at a perfect level for us to win that football game. We had some good moments of execution, but didn't quite get it done on the execution side, penalties, et cetera, et cetera. But there were some bright spots. I thought defense played amazing, especially the lines. We've got an opportunity to take that loss, get better from it. I'm sure you've seen the tape. You probably want to burn it. And we're ready and on to some different things coming up here this week. It's homecoming week. We'll switch gears here. We'll talk about homecoming. Before we talk about homecoming, we have our student spotlight. Is sponsored by Visit Cedar City and Bryan Head. The Visit Cedar City and Bryan Head student spotlight today is Kohner Cullimore. My man, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look, you balled out. I got some stats handed to me just a second ago, and I'm looking at tackles. Kohner Cullimore, we've got 10 tackles, 12 tackles, 10 unassisted, 2 assisted, 2 tackles for loss. A great individual effort. Talk to us about UC Davis. We talked a little bit about it, but what did you see? It's great that the safeties and the DBs aren't getting all the tackles, that we're getting a little closer to the line. How did you see the game, and what did you see that allowed you to play so well?
Yeah, like Coach said, I mean, going into the week knowing you're playing a top 25 team, and, that week of preparation for me last week was pretty important personally. That's a big spotlight to be in, and so just a lot of preparation before the game, lots of film, and I know last week me and some of the other linebackers were trying to take our practice to another level, and as a defense we kind of did. And so getting into the game, we knew we were going to get a lot of pullers, a lot of pin and pull counter stuff, and so I think just the week of preparation was able to help me get in the game, slow it down, and be able to see things. And I had a couple missed tackles, which were frustrating, but overall, I think, like I was saying, just the preparation was able to help us play at a different level.
So, like film study, that probably slows the game down because you've got an anticipation. You've seen it on film. You kind of know what it looks like. So when it happens on the field, you can recognize it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Those extra hours in the film room, those extra hours with your guys really paid off for you individually and as a group. Mm-hmm. Let's get to know you a little bit. You were on the show last year. Fantastic freshman season. Now you're in your sophomore year. You had mentioned, tell the people at home what you're studying. Let's talk about the athlete part of the student part of student athlete for a minute. Let's talk about your major. What you majoring in?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in business management.
Okay.
So
as a sophomore, you're probably not way into the curriculum yet, but why did you choose business management? What are you hoping to gain from that?
Yeah, so the reason I chose that is because I kind of want to get into eventually own my own business one day. Some type of restoration company is the goal. And so coming to school, kind of just want to learn how to run things and learn the books part of everything.
Learn the nuts and bolts. Learn how to make sure the IRS is happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, make sure make sure they don't get a penny more than they are owed, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. The business side of that, it can be a lot of fun, and it's super important. The hard work part, you already are learning here on the field, and before you got to SUU, I'm sure with your mom and dad. Shout out, mom and dad.
I was about to say, I also got a big push from mom and dad to actually learn about something good that I can use later on in life. So
I like that. That's awesome. Excuse me. Not that you have any time whatsoever, because you and your wife, we'll talk about your wife in a second, but what's like your guilty pleasure binge watch?
Guilty pleasure binge watch?
Yeah, is something that you get home.
Movie or TV show?
Whichever.
I have to say movie. I'm a comedy fan.
Okay.
I'd have to say my guilty pleasure movie is The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. I can watch that movie over and over and over.
Is that the one where the guy jumped off the roof to start?
Yeah.
As soon as he jumped off the roof, I turned it.
You would laugh that. You would laugh that whole movie, Coach. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no, that's a great one.
Or Talladega Nights. I'm a Will Ferrell fan.
Oh yeah, Talladega Nights. We were talking about Ricky Bobby last night. Oh man, that's hilarious.
I know you like that movie, Coach.
The problem is you can't go a week without somebody giving you a quote off the movie.
That's true. A very quotable movie. Yeah. Fantastic. Let's see here. What's your favorite thing? Excuse me. Favorite thing about Cedar City? What do you? And actually, before that, let's talk about your wife. Your wife is also a student athlete here at SUU. Give us the lay of the land on Secret Cullimore.
Yeah, so Coach Fitzgerald in about 20 seconds is probably going to bring up how she's a better athlete than me. which respectively she could be.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
You know, two completely different sports. But no, she runs track. She's a sprinter, so she runs the 100 and 200, and then is on the relay teams. And yeah, she's a great athlete. She's super fast. So
that's awesome. Where did you guys meet?
we met in high school.
High school sweethearts?
High school sweethearts.
Okay.
14 years old.
14 years old. It was
met.
written in the stars.
I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So
Fundraiser.
fundraiser.
Him in secret 100-meter dash.
Oh my
Fundraiser.
gosh.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we've talked about this before. She will go ahead and give me the 100. She'll say I'm faster than the 100.
But in the 200,
Anything
there's a
after
chance.
100, I don't even think I'll run, to be honest.
We might have to set that up.
She can go ahead and have.
We might have to
anything
set
over
a
100.
fundraiser up for a local charity or something like that, or for the NIL or something like that. I love it. Man, anything that we need to know about Kohner Cullimore, the people? What's something that the people need to know about you?
I love playing pickleball. So the off season, I'm a huge pickleball guy.
So that my next question: what was your favorite outdoor activity in Cedar City? And shout out Cedar City Rec for the new pickleball courts.
Yeah, they're actually really nice courts.
Yeah.
Here in Cedar City. So
I drove by the other night. It was packed. I'm like, is there a concert going on? What's going on? And I literally looked over, and the parking lot's full. Every single pickleball court had people on it and people waiting for it. I guess I got to get into it. It's like the new thing.
it's better.
It was a really big deal in Nelson County, Virginia.
Was it?
Middle school and high school, and I
Okay.
just thought it was a PE Nelson County thing.
Yeah.
But then I leave, and 25 years later, I moved to Utah, and it is a big deal here. Indoor pickleball courts, outdoor pickleball courts,
Right.
doubles and mixed doubles and
Yes.
singles, and you can play in 3 different leagues at one time.
I was about to say they just started a league.
They
at
started
the
a league.
courts, so
Okay.
that's probably what you were seeing.
That's it was probably league night. Yeah. People get out there and stretch. I got a buddy that's an orthopedic surgeon, and he said pickleball has paid for his new boat. So get out there, make sure you're all stretched out,
Yeah.
make sure your knees and your ankles are fluid. But yeah, what a fun thing, and you can do it like Coach said, mixed doubles. You can play, maybe with Secret. Maybe you guys can get a team going.
She's my partner.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
You're not allowed to play till after the season.
No.
Yeah,
Of course not.
I
Yeah.
can't.
There's no pickleball till after
It's
Christmas.
not happening until
No, Secret's definitely my partner of choice, though. We beat a couple guys on the team,
Oh my gosh.
so yeah.
She's your partner of choice because she's better than you.
There it is, 2 minutes on the
Yeah.
nose.
Win's a win.
Yeah, win's a win.
That's a fact.
That's right. That just means you're smart. You're picking the right partner.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. We got homecoming coming up. It's a big week. We're gonna have some nice weather. We got a pep rally coming up Wednesday night. 7:00 there at the stadium. Show up. We're gonna have a good time. Get these guys fired up, and then and there's a bunch of events. I'm sure you can go on the websites seu.edu. Check out what's going on and choose your favorite events. But Forever Red Upper Quad at 7:00. That's a blast. They'll have live music. Football team will be up there. I'm thinking just a great time in Cedar City. And then look, there's going to be a football game after all this. A football game against Western Illinois. What time's the kick?
6 p.m.
6
Mountain
p.m.
time.
Mountain. Okay. And our foe, they're going to be coming in from Macomb, Illinois, Western Illinois. What can we expect, Coach, from the Leathernecks?
Yeah, Leatherneck. What a great mascot.
That's a great mascot.
John, a lot of distractions this week. You got 2 pep rallies. You got the pep rally on Wednesday night, and then Forever Red is just a pep rally on Friday night at 7 up on the Upper Quad. I've been to some places where homecoming was a big deal. It's a little bigger here than it is other places, and when you're bringing bands in to play on Friday night, makes it pretty interesting. I worry all week about the distractions, and I worry about the guys having their mind off of their education and their mind off of football. So we work real hard to focus in there. Your question was, what do we expect from the Leathernecks?
Yes, sir.
much improved from last year. Their head coach, same situation as our coaching staff, been there for 2 seasons. It's his second season. They're playing a lot better. He went out in the offseason. They got a transfer quarterback from Northern Iowa. So the next 2 weeks we play a transfer quarterback from Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa's doing a nice job recruiting quarterbacks up there. I'm not sure what their record is this week, but anyway, the young man that's at Western Illinois is running their offense much better than it was last year. And then they went out and signed some wide receivers to help him with that calls and just doing a nice job. Very good first half team. They played with New Mexico State for a half, and they were close at halftime. I think they were down a touchdown. And then they come back the following week, and they're beating Illinois State at halftime. And then last week they were up 31-14 at halftime. So first half team, they start fast, play really fast to start with. We've got to counter that by matching their energy and intensity to start the football game.
Yeah.
They flip over on defense and play really, really well. Their linebackers are as good or better than any of the linebackers we've seen so far this year. Number 17, good player. Number 19, good player. But they do a nice job running around making plays on defense from the linebacker position. And then at special teams, they give great effort on special teams. And their special teams coordinator thus far has schemed it up really well. And he hides their deficiencies with some of the kicks and things that they're doing. But they've done a nice job so far.
They did. You said they're a first half team, and that's evident in their the way they're scoring. They did get bit at the last minute last week, I believe. It was at Lindenwood that got them kind of at the end. And it seems like a tale of two different styles. For us, we're more of a second half team. Our scoring really comes in that third and fourth quarter. And so it'll be interesting. It's a good matchup, one to get really excited for. Anything else on homecoming? Connor, you have any tidbits for us on Western Illinois? You guys played them last year.
Yeah, other than the fact that we played them last year and we just can't overlook them. They're going to be coming back, looking to get a little bit of revenge from last year. Kind of beat them on last second.
Well, kind of walk-off, wasn't it? Yeah, Isaiah Wooden.
Yeah, and so I think we got to take this week very seriously and in our preparation, and got to do some things better on defense for sure, like tackling. And Coach talked about it yesterday. We got to create turnovers. And so, I think we got to take this week super seriously and just know that they're coming back for some revenge and not to let that happen. So
yeah, it's good to know that the SUU leadership acknowledges that they got to focus in and play for the guy next to you and make sure that we're not looking past Western Illinois. Coach, I'm excited. T-Bird Nation, we need to show up. We need to show out. That game is a 6:00 kick. We need everybody in the stands. We need the support physically. We need the support financially. If you're interested, the Thunderbird Athletic Foundation is the fundraising arm of SUU Athletic Department. The primary goal of the TAF is to enhance the lives of student athletes, providing them resources to be elite in competition, the classroom, and the community. Click the Donate tab at SUUTbirds.com to learn more about how to support SUU athletics. If you would like to donate specifically to the football team, the football program, you can scan the QR code on the screen that'll be popping up. Thanks to all our TAF and Touchdown Club supporters for your continued and ongoing support. It's a big deal. Getting some funding, getting some support, whether that's a little money or a lot of money. The reality is we want your participation. We want you to show up. We want you to be a part of the Thunderbird family. So with all those enlightening and heartwarming thoughts, Coach, you got any last thoughts or any shout-outs you need?
On the fundraising, we're fixing some things in our football program and getting better players like the young man sitting next to me and playing better football.
Yes.
You play the number 16 team in the country, even Steven, for 3 hours. Yeah. Come up a little bit short. We're better. We're respectable. We could use alumni and donors' help. We need facilities. Need equipment. Got to get up to par and up to snuff with the other FCS teams in the country that way. So all your help's appreciated. Appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
You asked me for last thoughts.
Yeah.
You letting me go before Connor? Let Kohner have the last word.
Kohner, why don't you go and then look, I don't want to get anybody upset here.
I didn't have 12 tackles last week. Let's let Kohner go first.
That's fair.
He's earned the right to go first. Hey, great week. Homecoming's always a great week. Weather will be great. Saturday night game. What's there not to be excited about? And I say it too much, but if you can't get up for this one, you do not have a pulse.
Yeah, check your pulse.
If you can't get up for this game on Saturday night against them, you should go do something else with your free time. Spend it doing something else. Waste it other places. Go Thunderbirds. You're really, really excited about this week.
Kohner, last thoughts?
Yeah, we just need everybody there. Let's get a good environment and get the student body there, get the town there, and I think we got something special here on our football team, and it's nice to have support. So if we could get everybody out there and show out, then that'd be great. So
fantastic.
Yeah, let's pack Eccles Coliseum Saturday night.
Yeah, we do have something special. It's cooking. We're going to show it Saturday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. For Kohner Cullimore, Coach DeLane Fitzgerald, I'm Jon Smith. Signing off. Go T-Birds.
Go Thunderbirds.